5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to TrojanVision's The Week That Was, covering the news and events for the week ending June 21st, 2019. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, Troy University Athletics' list of new hires continues to expand as the university has officially announced its newest athletic director. Seth Carpenter introduces us to newly promoted director Brent Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the 10th athletic director at Troy University, Brent Jones.
That was the sight and sound as Brent Jones was named the new athletic director for Troy University. But it wasn't an easy decision for Dr. Jack Hawkins Jr. to make, as they had a lot of candidates who wanted the job.
We had the deepest applicant pool we've ever had, which is a tribute to Jeremy and to John and all the others who have laid these bricks, one brick at a time, over the years. When all was said and done, we looked at his background at Ole Miss, Georgia Southern, and Southern Miss. And we looked at what he had been able to accomplish here at Troy University in a very, very brief time.
And in that brief time, Jones helped expand the number of places that sold Troy University merchandise and helped set attendance records for football, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball. But more so than that, he knows the direction that he wants to take the program.
The vision is simple. The mission is clear. We're going to compete for championships across the board. We're going to do it the right way, with integrity, with honor. But at the same time, we need every single person pulling in the same direction. We talk about one Troy all the time. That's 16 sports with one mission. But it's also Trojan Nation continuing to come together to make a difference. In the next few days, weeks, months, year, we'll be reaching out and asking for everyone to continue your support to make this program great.
Seth Carpenter, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University has received approval to offer a new doctoral degree. The Alabama Commission on Higher Education approved for Troy to offer a PhD in global leadership. Carissa Justice has more on the new program.
Troy University is expanding its number of doctoral programs with the addition of the PhD in global leadership, giving students the opportunity to gain a global perspective while also developing much-needed leadership skills.
I see far too few strong leaders emerging in our state and nation. And I think that's the underlying reason that we wanted to offer a solution to that. And one partial solution certainly will be the PhD.
This program is offered completely online to students anywhere in the world, regardless of their graduate or undergraduate course of study.
We serve so many military men and women, active duty and veterans, and we want something that will really be responsive to their need. It'll also be available to those in public service. It'll be available to those in business, and so it's so generic that it will have an appeal, I think, but focused. It'll have an appeal to any number of different groups.
Chancellor Hawkins believes this new PhD program shows the growth of Troy University while also adding to its prestige.
As the university continues to mature, I think it's really incumbent on us to look not at what we want to offer, but what's needed in society. And that's really the foundation for this PhD program in global leadership.
The program will enroll its first group of students in August of 2020. Carissa Justice, Troy, TrojanVision News.
While Cardinal may be the predominant color on Troy's campus, the university has been recognized nationally for going green. Cody Giles gives us a look at how Troy was named a Green Ribbon School.
The Green Ribbon designation is something that's coordinated through the Alabama State Department of Education out of an initiative from the U.S. Department of Education. So we put together a package of materials for our submission, and then we're selected by the State Department of Education, and then that was then submitted to the U.S. Department of Education, and then we received federal designation.
Troy University is one of only 4 universities nationally to be recognized as a Green Ribbon School, which honors innovative efforts to reduce environmental impact improve health and wellness, and having effective sustainability education.
One was our facilities and just our practices, which a lot of times those things sort of are unseen in terms of how we're conserving energy and how we're conserving water and things of that nature. Another portion was our community outreach, and particularly around STEM initiatives. What the designation allows us to do is sort of take a step back and say, hey, okay, how are we doing generally? And what are some ways that we can work better together, not only on campus as well as in the communities that we serve?
As for some examples,
we do water analysis in terms of where we're using water, how we're using it intelligently in terms of watering and things of that nature, looking at getting students engaged in that research as well as those careers. Generally, we're honored to receive it and excited for what it means for the university.
Cody Giles, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Since 1997, Troy University has recognized the work of outstanding non-faculty professional and administrative support staff members with the Virgil Parks McKinley Employee Award. Last Wednesday, the newest recipient of this award was announced. Doria Hughes has the details.
On Wednesday, Troy University awarded the McKinley Award to a top staff member as well as service pins to faculty and staff who have demonstrated loyalty to the university for many years.
The McKinley Award is the university's way of recognizing and showing appreciation for employees that go above and beyond what's expected of them, go above and beyond their job duties.
The awards are chosen by supervisors who submit applications to be viewed by a committee.
Supervisors submit applications to be reviewed by a committee, and then the committee selects a winner for each quarter.
The recipient is awarded a bonus check and a clock for their hard work by the chancellor.
It's done every quarter, and the employees are awarded $1,000 and then a clock that has the award, the year, and their name engraved.
Toby Davis, this year's recipient, says she is very honored.
Shocked, happy, felt proud. Well, the position I'm in, I work with a lot of different people. It's not just one person or a few people I work with daily. It's basically everybody at the university, faculty, staff. So that's what I enjoy, just interacting with the different people here at the university.
Doria Hughes, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll take a look at how Troy prepared for this summer's freshman orientation. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You might start on a Troy campus or at your kitchen table. Wherever you start, you'll be more than a student. You'll be part of the Troy family, armed with the education, values, and skills you need to succeed. Ready to lead today's global workforce. No challenge will feel impossible. No dream will be out of reach, because we will be with you all the way. Trojan Warriors, one and all.
Save the Bears. Sign the petition. Go to helpbears.org. That's helpbears.org.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Before the class of 2023 can become official Troy University students, they must first attend a Summer Impact Orientation session. This year's sessions are being organized by a new Impact Director, one who's already familiar with the Troy campus as he's worked in the admissions office for 2 years now. Brady Talbert introduces us to the new director.
Ryan Cole is a Troy University admissions counselor. meaning he recruits for the university and aids in the application process for incoming students.
And really kind of be the first face to kind of represent Troy, but also help them along the way to hopefully becoming a student with us in the fall.
Now, a majority of Cole's work day is spent here at the Adams Administration Building, but this summer he will be balancing between being a Troy University admissions counselor and being the new Impact Orientation Director. In combination with his position in the admissions office as Impact Director, Cole will work firsthand with the students he helped recruit in order to help them adjust to campus life.
It's really fulfilling just from a personal standpoint to be able to work with these students who may not have even thought about Troy, or Troy may have been a place that they just visited in June or July, but now they're coming to enroll with us and become students and ultimately kind of have an impact on Troy.
Cole said that serving as Impact Director simply felt right, especially since the Impact Orientation program helped him discover his passion for working with new students a few years back.
It's very exciting. I'm very, very thankful for this opportunity. Impact is a program that gave a lot to me as a student in Troy. About 5 years ago, I had the opportunity to serve as an Impact leader, and it really opened my eyes how much I loved working with students and their families, and really just my love of Troy just seemed like a natural fit for this position.
Cole said that incoming students with questions can contact him through his Troy email address.
Troy University's freshman orientation actually started this week, and during each session, current Troy University students serve as leaders, showing the new students around campus. Kendra White introduced us to one student who took on the role of Impact Leader this summer.
For junior Kyle Moore, becoming an Impact Leader is more than just a summer job.
Well, Impact has helped me as a leader by putting me around people that, don't look like myself. It's made me expand my mindset and expand how I approach people and how I interact with others. Whatever extra time I have, I do that by spending time with my friends or even my fellow Impact leaders I've met now, but I always get business done first.
Moore says it's all about prioritizing.
I feel like social life is a big factor in me getting my serious work done because I want to be able to communicate with people and be versatile in my time and just be prioritizing everything I do.
Here at Troy University, being an Impact Leader takes on a huge role. Kyle Moore and his peers believes he is the man for the job.
I think he'll do a great job of balancing that energy that he needs to bring while also being professional and making sure that these students are going to have enough time to get their schedules in before the beginning of the year.
He's a real asset in the way that he can crack jokes in serious moments and make things funny, but he can also get the group riled up and back to what we're doing and focused.
Moore says he's grateful for this opportunity to serve Troy University.
It's also developed me as a leader by giving me intangible skills about the school and just giving me knowledge and wisdom that I can give to the students for the next upcoming class.
Kendra White, Troy, TrojanVision News. Troy University's Dothan campus offers school children some fun ways to occupy their summer break with some educational adventure on campus. Octavius Osmond has more from Dothan.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics may not seem like fun activities for a child during their summer break, but a camp on the Dothan campus is working to make STEM fun.
The camp is a project-based camp that involves hands-on learning.
Summer Spectacular is an event hosted here at Troy Dothan, all centered around STEM. So we have a camp for children ages 4 to 12 that center around science, technology, engineering, art, and math. The kids will do hands-on activities each day, different activities for the first week and second week. And it's really a chance for them to make crafts to take home and show their parents and display all throughout the classroom.
Summer Spectacular is a constructivist approach camp, meaning that the students will be the ones leading the way in the projects and the instructors at the camp are there to help guide them along.
And the teachers just kind of go around and just, give them that positive reinforcement. You're doing a great job. And then they also question them by doing, questions like critical thinking, well, why did you do that? Well, how would it have been different?
The camp is not only a learning experience for the children, but also for the instructors who, upon graduating from Troy University, will become teachers in the classroom someday.
I hope that I can take away some really great classroom management skills. We get a lot of experience in the classroom with Dothan City, but being here at Summer Spectacular, it gets a little crazy. They can be a little rambunctious, but they are so much fun. And
the camp lasts until June 27th, and parents can still register their kids now. In Dothan, I'm Octavius Osmond, Troy TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll see how a local artist is celebrating the city of Troy in a big way. It's coming up right after this.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Peace and change are words to describe what leaders like Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr. aimed to spread when they stood up for civil rights. Troy University's Montgomery campus held a summer camp to help teach these same ideals. Octavius Osmond has the story from Montgomery.
Students from different places in the state of Alabama are taking part in the annual Architects of Change Summer Camp, hosted by the Rosa Parks Museum located on the Montgomery campus of Troy University. Donald Beisel, the K-12 education coordinator at Rosa Parks Library, speaks about the various things the camp covers.
It's about inspiring children, specifically middle and high school age kids, to be agents or architects of change in their own communities.
Beisel goes into further detail about what the students will be doing at the camp during the week.
So the first couple of days we do a lot of hands-on nonviolent conflict resolution training based on the principles that Rosa Parks, Dr. King, and others learned in the early days of the civil rights movement. And then we take those techniques that they have learned and connect that to past civil rights struggles.
The students will not just be confined to the classroom. They will, however, be taking field trips while in Montgomery. The Dexter Avenue King Memorial Baptist Church will be one of the many locations the students participating in this summer's Rosa Parks Summer Camp will be coming to. Donna says the goal of the camp is for students to take away with them ways to handle conflict when it arises in their lives.
Basic techniques on how to deal with conflict when they encounter it, whether it's at home, at school, out in the community, wherever they do it, to de-escalate that, but not just stop the conflict, to actually resolve the conflict.
The camp will last until Friday of this week. From the Montgomery campus, I'm Octavius Osmond, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University's Sound of the South is known for filling the Veterans Memorial Stadium with music on game days in the fall. However, in the summer, the music program takes some time to teach younger musicians with the hopes of someday making them a part of the sound. Cody Giles has more.
The Sound of the South is a staple of Troy University. With the music program being one of the best in the nation, it is no surprise that Troy hosts many different musical events throughout the year. This week, the band held a leadership camp and invited many different high school students to participate in events on Troy University's campus.
We've got 425 students from all throughout the Southeast, including Nevada and California out here.
It's people going into 7th, 8th grade all the way up to being seniors in high school. So we have a lot of variety of people, and they're here to expand their knowledge of their instrument, of teaching in general, getting a little one-on-one help. You know, we're in small sections, so that helps a lot.
We have everything from color guard, dance line, majorette, drum line, drum major, and the band. They come out and they can do their concert band group, and so it's really just for high schoolers to get practice and kind of take that step from like high school band to college band.
First of all, it gives kids a summer camp experience at Troy University, which is invaluable. It's a lot of fun for them, you know, gets them out of the house, it gets them traveling and seeing new places. But also it helps them to kind of brush up on their skills, whatever skills that they're looking to improve, and then they can take those skills back to their band program.
All of this practice is culminating to one final performance on Thursday. Cody Giles, Troy, TrojanVision News.
A piece of downtown Troy is getting a new look thanks to a local artist who's helping the city celebrate what makes Troy, Troy. Brady Talbert caught up with the artist to see why she's doing it.
The state of Alabama's bicentennial or 200th birthday is coming up this year, and the city of Troy is commemorating the state's history by reminiscing on its own. Just across the street from the Johnson Center for the Arts, Alex McLendon patiently paints the city's newest mural while balancing on a ladder using scaffolding as shade.
I've been working for a solid 2 weeks, minus the days that it rained last week, and I've had help from local high school students from Charles Henderson and Pike Lib, and their job was to come out and to put all the base coats on. So if you see like this black and then these gray areas down here, they painted all of that. And then my job is the detail work.
Now, McLendon was commissioned by the city to paint a mural that displays Troy's story, giving her the chance to make her mark literally on the downtown square. The city wanted a mural that told Troy's story by showcasing the area's people and places. The buildings depicted in McLendon's work may look familiar, as each is a landmark to the city, a city that her family has called home for many generations.
I was born and raised in Troy, Alabama. I went to Charles Henderson High School, and I just graduated from Troy University, so it's safe to say that I am a Trojan. So my family has lived here all their lives. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, so I recognize all of the people, all of these buildings, so it's a lot more personal to me to be able to be asked to do something like this, and so that's really special for me.
The mural will be unveiled at a ceremony on June 24th. Until then, you may catch McLendon doing last-minute touches on East Walnut Street. Downtown, Brady Talbert, Troy, TrojanVision News.
It's time for our last break. When we return, we'll hear from Troy University's new Senior Vice Chancellor for Student Services. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
On this week's Talk of Troy, Cameron Williams, a theater student at Troy, tells us how Summer Spotlight is introducing middle school and high school students to theater.
This is kind of a preface to what theater is without the pressure of theater.
Join us for the Talk of Troy, Fridays at 8:45 a.m. and 3:44 p.m. and Sundays at 4:35 p.m. on Troy Public Radio.
Mama. Mama. Say mama. Yeah. I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm almost 2 now and still not responding. That's one sign of a communication disorder, and delaying treatment can affect my development.
Many parents aren't aware of the early signs of speech, language, and hearing disorders, yet early detection and treatment can improve quality of life.
Say dada. Ugh, here we go.
Identify the signs of communication disorders.
Dr. John Schmidt recently returned to Troy University after a brief retirement to take on a role he previously served in years ago. I had the chance to talk to Schmidt about his return to Troy in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. My guest today is Dr. John Schmidt. I want to thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you, Aaron.
And first off, thank you for joining me, but welcome back to Troy University. A lot of people have known your past here. You stepped out of retirement to come back and fill a position that you once held many, many years ago. So kind of just talk about your return to campus and kind of first off, what brought you back?
Well, first of all, it's good to be back home again, like the old John Denver song says. It's good to be back among family because truly Troy is family, and I love this university. I love the community, so it really is good to be back home. But yeah, I was enjoying retirement for about the last 5 years or so, and then Dr. Hawkins has a persuasive way about him, and he just asked if I would consider coming back, and certainly when a good friend asks you to do that, you say yes.
You say yes. And coming back to student services, now the last position you held before retirement was in the advancement.
In the advancement area.
But this is a position that you've held once before. So
sure.
So what about student services makes you want to come back and do it?
Yeah, you know, when I was here a long time ago. It goes back to 1994, so you can do the math. I sat in one of these staff meetings, and I had just retired out of the Marine Corps, and so as I listened to these lofty discussions, I boiled it down to 6 words. What does it mean to students? And it being the operative word, being facilities, being budget, being registration, whatever it might be, it being the operative word, what does it mean to students? And I took that, and it really has never left me all the years, the 20 years I was here, and even coming back into this position now. And really, everything we do centers on students. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have students. So I really have looked at that in my positions at the university, being the student advocate. You know, is there a way we can make a decision that benefits the students that are here?
And does that past experience in student services, is that obviously helping you at this point now that you made the return?
Yes, except there's a lot, you know, it's a different dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the university, like society, is changing. The dynamic we have today is there's a lot more competition for enrollments. A case in point being, we were the pioneer. Troy University was a pioneer in online education. Alabama and Auburn didn't have anything to do with it. Now everybody's in online education. So that's a dynamic that's out there. Our high school population in the state is dwindled. More competition for fewer students. And so really the enrollment piece is a really challenging, but I look at things as an opportunity.
Oh yeah, opportunities and challenges. And then you talked about getting the students here, but now once they're here, what are some of the things that you see that maybe you and the university can be working on to make things a little bit better? Sure. Or are things good the way they are?
No, I mean, status quo is never good.
Okay.
And I would say that a couple things. One, having a Student Success Center is a big plus. The question I think becomes, and Dr. Foreman and I have talked, should all freshmen go through the Student Success Center? I don't know. That's a question that's out there. And another thing that I thought about, again, what does it mean to students theme? You know, we recruit these students from all across the state and really all across the world because of the international component. So I've asked our enrollment folks to say, okay, after 8 weeks of student being here, how about recruiters writing a little note or writing an email back to the student saying, how are things going? You know, we're just checking up on you. I recruited you here, but we just want to know in the last 8 weeks, are things going satisfactory? Doesn't cost us anything, just a kind of a tug at their strings.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just those little things of family and caring that makes a difference for this university. But I'm going to think of other things such as that, and it's not just me. We've got a great staff that cares.
Oh,
so,
yeah. And a lot of people, academics, obviously at a university is one of the things that the priority, but that the student services offers that a little extra, that retention factor, the quality of life for the students here. And so, and I know retention is one of those big factors in making sure you keep the students here. So how important is student services in making sure that students are happy and want to continue their education for 4 years?
That's, in fact, I mentioned recruitment, but you're emphasizing retention. You're absolutely right, because once you get them here, you want to keep them here. And so some of the quality of life things that we're looking at is and I've not got a chance to really discuss with the staff, is what are those activities that we can have to engage the students? You know, Dr. Foreman over there has a community service component. Is that something that interests students, and how do we get them more involved in that? How do we get them involved in campus life? You know, football is a great attraction, and do we get them out there to the stadium and being part of the Trojan family that way? So there's a whole bunch of other things that I need to talk with staff about for looking at the quality of life, because you're absolutely right, the quality of life, and also what happens in the classroom. What happens in the classroom is very important. You know, the professor could say, Mr. Jones, I noticed you weren't in class yesterday. It could be just a little nudge like that that says, oh, I need to be in class because Dr. So-and-so recognized I wasn't there. So it's those small things that I think helps retain our students. Doesn't cost a lot, doesn't cost anything except for caring.
All right. Well, welcome back to Troy. Here is working with student services, and here's hoping that you find some of those answers you're looking for here on the second time around. Thanks for joining us.
It's
today.
great being back home. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's all for the week that was. To find out what's happening on a daily basis, you can tune into Troy TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Thursday. Also, feel free to like our Troy Trojan Vision News fan page on Facebook to see online content from Troy Trojan Vision News. Until next time, have a good week.